Well, good evening, folks, and welcome to the Whitfield Report. I am your host, Sam Whitfield, broadcasting live here for a very special late night edition here at NGC Studios, and I want to thank you so much for joining me here tonight, and I am sorry for the late stream. Honestly, I've kind of been... This week has been really weird for multiple reasons, but I've been on spring break this week, so I've already lost track of time because of that. But then coronavirus has also, caused me to kind of lose my, track of time. But anyway, I want to thank you so much for joining us. Contact info as usual. If you want to follow me on Twitter and Instagram, you can do so at samdiv_NGC. You can follow me on Gab and Parler at Sam Whitfield, Facebook.com/Whitfield Report, thesamwhitfield.com for all of your web stuff. And also, this broadcast is simulcasting on Versa Media's channel. You can subscribe to them at Versa Media on YouTube. And, yes, speaking of Sean and Dictator Phil, at this point, they might as well be the co-hosts of the Whitfield Report because they join me so frequently. I literally have no topics to discuss tonight, so I just invited them on to shoot the shit. So, and real quick, I want to say hi in the chat to Owen Benjamin Sucks Vox Off. That he does. Although I am not sure how that relationship is going, but at any rate, Sean, Phil, you gentlemen there?
Hey, yep. How you doing over there, buddy?
I am bored as fuck right now. Jeez, this coronavirus, man. It's not the virus that's gonna kill me, it's the boredom at this point.
Yeah, ain't that the fucking truth? Oh, yeah, people just, a whole bunch of people hold up. I saw that India is they have a self-imposed curfew. I can't imagine how fucking crazy that is. I mean, all 1.3 billion people having to, get off the streets. That's not cool. But hey, on the bright side, look, on the bright side, let's celebrate at least one thing, okay? Lily Singh is back on YouTube. Okay, let's celebrate that and have fun with it. Okay, no, just kidding.
How is that good news?
You didn't hear the sarcasm in my voice there? No.
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
Clearly,
no, I did.
Did clearly her show did not do that well. If she's going back on YouTube. Right, with it, like if she's really hitting this thing up again, clearly they haven't done anything for it. Like it was a disaster. Like whoever told her that talk show was a good idea needs to be fired immediately. Or if he's been fired already, or he or she or it, I have to be, it's 2020. I don't know.
Inclusive.
Exactly.
It may be 2020, but we're in the apocalypse, so fuck political correctness. We don't have time for that shit.
I like your thought. I like your thinking, Sam. I like your thinking. It was the worst. I actually for you guys, for you guys, I actually watched 2 episodes of Lily Singh's late night show just to make sure that it was actually just to make sure that it was as bad as advertised, right? It was so bad. She can't tell a fucking joke to save her life. I don't know what it is. It's so painful. I don't know. I don't know what like. And there's some people that are like, defy me. I defy you to say something that's more funny than than Lily Singh. And I'm like, okay, well, since you asked so nicely, the Holocaust is more funny.
Yeah, I was going to make that
How about SIDS? Right. How about old people coughing to death because of this fucking coronavirus? That is more funny than her fucking show.
I was literally going to say you could rip out any page of Mein Kampf and find 10 funnier things than Lily Singh's show.
Adolf Hitler talking and as the Nazi soldiers are marching in front of them, right? That is funnier than her fucking show.
Hey, at least they had style. At least they had something going for them.
Hey, at least on the bright side, her audience got paid to, be in her show.
Yeah,
right?
She was good for the economy.
Yeah, she put, jobs were out there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeb Bush is funnier than Lily Singh.
Yeah, like literally, because they have the you know how they have the One Iota site where you could get tickets to go to the late night shows and shit, and usually they're free. But like they couldn't even fill up her fucking show, so then they had to pay people to fill her seats in the audience.
Probably
that's how bad her shit was. And if you think that was bad, you should look the NBA All-Star game. They got her to do they got her to join the roast of the NBA, right? Because they had to do this thing like this little celebrity roast. Yeah. So they had to. She couldn't even fucking roast. She couldn't roast. She couldn't tell a joke. Like she was fucking terrible.
What can she do? What is she good for in our society?
I'm not going to finish that line. I'm not going to do it. You're not going to get me to do it.
Oh, is this a G-rated show now?
Dude, no, because she's so fucking loved on YouTube. If I say some derogatory shit, Susan Wojcicki's going to boot my ass off of this program.
You've already been banned from Twitter once, and we forgot to even mention that on our own show.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah,
such a piece of shit.
Oh yeah, what's that up, Phil? You were bragging about that to me.
Oh no, I take it as a badge of honor. So
you should.
So first off, we'll hit up this talking point before I look. So so a bunch of celebrities decided that they would. That they thought that it was a good idea amidst this terrible coronavirus outbreak to try to chip in and do that by singing John Lennon's Imagine with each one of these douchebags singing a line, and they had Gal Gadot, Amy Adams.
No,
she started.
No, I will admit, I like Gal Gadot. She's attractive, and And I would have liked it. I would have liked it if it were just her, but they ruined it by including the other celebs.
Yeah.
And they all kept singing it. Like, first of all, they were trying to sing, which is always going to sound back. So, like, imagine all the people.
Yeah, it was terrible. Like, they actually tried. Like, it would be funny if it was cool. It would have been cool if it was just like, they were just like, they just sang the fucking thing. But you could tell some of these people actually practiced this shit. Those like second and third takes before they
no. I think they all just phoned it in. Like they were all like laying on their couches, like fucking what's his face, the Hulk. what's that guy's name? Ruffalo, Mark Ruffalo. He's like sitting there with his fucking like goofy glasses, and he's like,
Yeah,
imagine all the people. And then like you had like Natalie Portman just like totally phoning him. She's like, imagine all the people. And Gavin McGinnis had the greatest reaction. He's like, yeah, she sounded like one of those like, teenage girls say it's like, imagine all the people. She's like totally phoning it in.
So Valley Girl, like totally.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Seriously.
God.
So in any case, right? So when that was out and it bombed the way that it did, I decided to retort that such a video, and I decided to rewrite John Lennon's Imagine in my own own way, right?
Uh-oh.
So, right. So I it's on my Twitter page. I put it out. Anyone could see it, and I basically, I basically, made fun of them because fuck them. That's why.
How dare you, Phil? How dare?
Yeah, how dare me, right? I know, right? It's like, okay, hold on.
But by the way, YouTube is lying to me right now. I know we have more than 3 people watching. How dare YouTube?
They're all on our channel, Sam. We took them all from you.
Yeah, Susan Wojcicki's like, there's no way I'm giving these fuckers any viewers.
In all seriousness, folks, I've gotten a few DMs from people and emails. I know that you guys aren't getting notifications for my stream anymore, which is ridiculous because I'm not even at 1,000 subscribers and they're already muting notifications. Mm-hmm. So I am trying to figure out a way to send push notifications out to you or something.
Dude, you know what I recommend? I mean, this is what I've learned from Milo and a bunch of other band people. They're high profile.
Please
get
don't say
emails.
D-Live.
Oh, well, not yet, but I have tried out D-Live, and it's had promising start and hasn't gotten anywhere for me, numbers wise. But get emails, get phone numbers. They can't take that from you. Get them while you can.
Yeah. Well, the problem is YouTube has, Google and the Chinese funding their shit too. So all the other platforms are really at a disadvantage there.
See, I'm not, this is what our, people that in like the Groyper group, they kind of think, oh, the Jews are behind everything. No, we're looking at things like, are the Chinese behind everything? Yeah,
that's my whole. They're the group I've started blaming for everything. So
and then we turn out to be actually right on it, unlike the Groypers with the Jews. Like we actually turn out to be right on the Chinese. You're like, oh shit, Hollywood's in bed with the Chinese. Oh, I wonder if fuck, I'm trying to think of an actual example. So and so's in bed with Chinese. It's like, oh yeah, they are.
Facebook is in bed with the Chinese.
Yeah, they're all in bed with the Chinese. Look at the media, right? Look at the media, right? You had Peter Alexander trying to sensationalize everything with Donald Trump, right? He's like, there's like 200 people died, and so many people. What do you say to these people that are scared? And then Donald Trump's like, yeah, I'll tell them you're a terrible reporter.
Fucking Chad. Oh my god.
Finally an alpha male in the room,
Yes.
It took us years to make it happen, but we finally did.
Real quick, sorry. You want to know what's weird? Yeah. What's weird though? I mean, it's not surprising, but it's like this coronavirus is a real litmus test to kind of where our country's at, because you have like the far left, and by the far left I mean the mainstream media basically. I read a piece in the Atlantic basically where the Atlantic was basically saying this is all of Donald Trump's fault. And then like And then, the right was like, well, this is all the Clintons' fault, and some of them. And I'm like, it's neither. It's the Chinese. Literally.
No, it's the bat's fault. It's the bat.
Yeah, I'm
Fuck.
skeptical of the bat theory. We were just talking about
Yeah.
this at
Yeah,
literally
we're
when our stream ended. It doesn't. I mean, it's possible. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, I think people are looking for a simple explanation, as they always do, to make them feel comfortable. But this idea that the simplest explanation is the most likely explanation is one of the stupidest lines of thinking ever, because we live in a multivariable world and a very complicated world. So usually the least simple explanation is actually probably what it fucking ends up to be. So who knows? But we may never find out.
Yeah.
Maybe it's Gal Gadot.
I look at the mainstream media and I look at it. Okay, so you have MSNBC. They're owned by Comcast. They do multi-billion-dollar business with China. You have CNN. They're owned by owned by AT&T. They do billion-dollar business in China. You have Viacom. You have CBS, Viacom. They're owned by National Amusements. They do multi-billion-dollar business in China. We all know ABC's owned by Disney. They do multi-billion-dollar business in China. Do you think any of them are going to say anything anti-China to go against the Chinese, knowing that they have all of that money tied into their shit? And the answer is no. We know this, okay? And if you don't know this, well, now you should know it, and you should know to get the fuck away from mainstream media. Just go. Just ignore it. And it's better. I mean, it's better to just go with other. There's plenty of other news outlets anyway. You got Blaze TV, you've got Daily Wire, you got all these other news outlets that are just legit.
Yes.
Yeah,
InfoWarriors are out there.
You got all these other outlets,
NGC
and none
Media.
of them. And everybody gives InfoWars shit, but for being it's just an echo chamber for white supremacists and nationalists and all that. All of these mainstream media outlets are fucking echo chambers for the fucking Chinese and the Democrats and shit.
Yeah, and InfoWars, I met the guys from the team. They are some of the coolest, most down-to-earth people you'll ever meet. I mean, I feel bad for how bad of a rap they get when I see how cool they are in person. These guys are awesome.
Yeah. Well, I mean, honestly, that's the other thing that worries me too, though, is I was even telling my stepdad about this. I guess now you can get your channel taken down for I don't know, spreading misinformation about coronavirus. But
whatever that means.
Whatever the fuck that means.
Right.
How do we know?
Did you see Jack?
China covered that shit up. They covered it all up.
Well,
they did that to Jacob Wool's lawyer, right-hand man, dude. He got suspended from Twitter today for supposedly spreading false information about coronavirus. I don't even know what the fuck he said because he's been banned. And I mean, it's, I'm starting to feel that we're now going to see. This sounds like a lot of the shit the groupers will say about, oh, you criticize Israel and you don't get banned. It's no, you're going to criticize China and you're going to get banned now. That's the real influence. That's the real money today. I mean, yes, Israel does have influence, but nobody is talking enough about the high levels of Chinese influence. What we've been saying on our show for the past few streams that we've been doing in our new Real News Quarantine special edition is that people might finally now wake up to Chinese influence, because what are people seeing? Are they seeing Russian collusion? Are they? I shouldn't use the word seeing. I should use the word feeling. Are people feeling the effects of Russia? Are people feeling Russian collusion? No, they're not. Are they feeling Chinese influence? Are they feeling Chinese effects? Yes, they are. they're literally quarantined right now because of it. They literally don't have a job right now because of it. They are feeling the effects of China. They don't feel anything from Russia. So then they're going to start waking up saying, maybe this whole Russia thing really is a hoax, like Trump was saying. And maybe Trump was right about China the entire time, and he's been saying for how many years? People are going to be waking up, I think, to the Chinese lie that we've been sold. They're going to wake up to the real hoax, which is the Chinese hoax. And what I mean by Chinese hoax is that these lies were told, like, oh, China's, they're not that bad. I mean, oh, they're just a paper tiger. Don't worry about them. No, that they are the enemy right now. They're the real enemy. Russia isn't shit. We've known this, but not everybody else knows this. That's the thing. And we genuinely probably are red pilling people through this coronavirus on who the real enemy is, China. And people are feeling it. They're feeling the effects of it, and they're scared by it. And they rightfully so should be, because China has a lot of control on a lot of products and manufacturing that we don't have anymore.
Yeah, well, and that's the unfortunate thing too, right? And the other thing too is, I do want to qualify this because I've actually said similar things on my audio podcast the last couple of days. Which, by the way, I mean all the live streams are also available in audio format too. But one of the things that people bring up to me is, oh, well, the Chinese can't be behind this because their people are sick too. And let me qualify this. When we say China, or at least when I say China, I think that there are lots of people individually in China, citizens, who are suffering because of this and who don't mean us any harm and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But when we're referring to the Chinese, we're referring to the Chinese government who does not give a shit about their own people. They don't care how many of their own people die from the coronavirus. And I mean, would they kill their own people to spread a biological attack? Yeah. So, and real quick, I promise not. Once again, I keep breaking this promise. I try not to bring up Owen Benjamin into the stream. But Owen, the coronavirus is real. You keep asking for who's dying because of this, and you want names. I can't give you a name, but I can tell you that the Chinese... Don't get mad at the Gravelers, or whatever you're calling them for starting this. Get mad at the Chinese.
Wait, what's his new term he has? The Grabblers?
Yeah, that's what he calls Jews. So...
he's a special case. Oh man, he's bicycle helmet special at this point. God damn, he's one. He's not just one that flew over the cuckoo's nest. He is fucking 100 that flew over the cuckoo's nest.
Well, when he used to be on a sitcom way back in the day, he actually did wear a bicycle helmet. So
somebody get that picture. That's a meme now.
I can send it to you on Skype.
Oh, that'd be fabulous.
But anyway, yeah. So yeah, the Chinese are bad news.
Yeah, their government's evil. They are a totalitarian dictatorship that doesn't give a shit about anything but power and control. They are the globalist of globalists. And I'm telling you, I mean, we have been saying this. I can't emphasize enough. We've been saying this stuff for years, a lot of us. Like, before, I mean, one of the things that turned me on to Trump was a lot of this stuff he'd say about China. Because my dad and I would say the same thing, and Trump was like the only one before he ran for president, when he would come on Fox and these other shows, that was talking about it. I'm like, why isn't anyone else talking about it? And the American people, you know, some of them know about this, some of them don't. Some of them got woken up by Trump, but I can't emphasize enough that we need to keep hammering this. It is important to call this a Chinese virus because it's putting the blame on who is responsible for this and waking people up. You know, I mean, it's powerful persuasion calling it the Chinese virus because it always will associate this deadly pandemic with China, as it rightfully should. And I mean, we need to make sure people are waking up of this, because not everyone is like us. It's like fully engaged with these things, and we need to make sure we're engaging people and they know who is responsible for this and who is the real enemy. I mean, I can't emphasize enough, like, what we're doing now is more important than ever at an individual level.
Yeah, no, I know. It's, I mean...
You're laughing at that Owen picture, aren't you?
Yeah, I just typed Owen Benjamin bicycle and into Google Images and got some results that I'm not sure I even can I'm not even sure I can share on screen. So
we'll save that for the D live streams.
Yeah, pretty soon that's the only place I'll be allowed. But no, in all seriousness though, I mean, just the fact that like California is locked down.
Yeah.
I made the joke earlier on Twitter. I'm like, wow, for an open border state, like they should change their tune really fucking fast.
That's the other thing. I mean, I hope this virus is red pilling people. This Chinese virus is red pilling people on the fact that open borders kills. Open borders kills people. Border security is about protecting your people, protecting your citizens in your country. It's nothing more than that. It's about protecting people and keeping them safe.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, yeah, I was just going to end by saying that, you know, there are a lot of good people coming in. I mean, look, there are a lot. I mean, my family is British, Russian, and Italian and German immigrants. That's where, you know, but they're good people. But we need to make sure we're letting in good people and keeping out bad people. I mean, it's literally that simple. Don't let the media brainwash you on this.
Yeah, I just kind of find it funny, as I just mentioned, that California, which for the longest time was the biggest, you know, one of, open borders are a good idea, so are sanctuary cities. Now, they were the first ones to say, nope, no one in or out. Like,
yeah, they shut down quick.
To the point where their own people can't leave and get in and out of the state. So.
And I have to say, when you mentioned California, let's remember that who was one of the first Democrats to praise Trump was fucking, of all people, Gavin Newsom, governor of California. Sleazy used car salesman Gavin Newsom. I mean, I have to say, I give him credit where credit's due. I mean, I don't want to trash him right there like I did. But, you know, that's what I've always been my impression of him, is that he just seemed like a jerk. And to see him do that was just like, oh, cool. Yeah. I mean, he has some decency. And Cuomo from New York, I have to say, Cuomo has been, of all the Democrats, he's been the best. He's been fantastic. I mean, he's doing two jobs, I hear. He's doing de Blasio's job of being mayor of New York City while also trying to run a state. And he's doing a hell of a good job. I mean, he's been saying, like, yeah, the Trump administration has given me, plenty of help, and they've been listening, and they've been fully engaged. I mean, props to Cuomo for being a real leader, and I bet Democrats would look at him like, shit, I wish he was who we had running against Trump.
Yeah. Is there a more useless mayor than fucking de Blasio?
Oh, fuck.
I mean, every day I'm hearing something about him. And the fucking like him, you blowing up all over the fucking media. If I have to listen to you on the media, you're probably doing a shitty job, especially with a city like New York City, which is one of the most populated cities in the world. There's a lot of problems going on in that city, and your ass is sitting in front of a fucking camera or, you know, tweeting about some shit. Yeah, it pissed, like it rubbed me the wrong way. He was talking about because a couple of the Brooklyn Nets recently tested positive for the coronavirus, and so the whole team got tested or whatever. And Bill de Blasio was saying, well, how come they're getting tested, and, you know, when some of these sick people can't even get tested? Well, one, you're a piece of shit mayor, that's why. And two, How about their NBA players? You know, like looking at it from a macro perspective, you know how many people interact with an NBA player, right? You got press, you've got fans, you've got, team employees, you've got endorsement people, you've got agents, you've got a whole shitload of people that are interacting with that one person on a given day. And if this dude is sick, right, everybody around him is probably getting sick. Then they're going home. Everybody around them are getting sick. He plays in a game. If there's a ventilation system, everybody else is at risk. And then they're going home to their families, and they're risking getting sick. And then they're going to work. They're getting sick, right? The ripple effects of one person when you're talking about an NBA player is astounding. That's why they're getting and the rich, they can afford to get a private company to test their shit with the quickness. All right. Sorry. That's the way the world works. Okay. And you have opportunity to do your fucking job and make sure some of these people are getting tested. By the way, how's healthcare going on in New York City? Piece of shit.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's it's really interesting. All I can say is thank God that Governor Ron DeSantis won here in Florida, because the
oh, you want to talk about that?
You're gonna bring that one up. Okay.
Phil knew exactly where I was going.
Yeah. So we know. Have you seen the pictures?
No, I
those
God.
are definitely not kosher. Those you cannot show. I will send them to you, but we will warn viewers that this is something we will not post on the stream.
Viewer discretion is highly advised.
Oh fuck yeah, dude! Oh my god, I'm gonna send you this, and Sam, your discretion is advised too, because you're about to see one of the most disturbing, almost to be governors or whatever.
Am I going to need to dig in
therapy after this?
Yeah, you're gonna need some real therapy.
Oh, okay. So look,
I can't go back.
So looking at Playboy to even it out won't help, or what?
Dude, you're gonna need to look at something more powerful. Oh, they censored. Oh, did they get rid of the juicy photos on this article? Shit, they did.
Who's?
Oh, sorry, this is a failure. I will have to probably screenshot this because, oh crap, now it's gonna be on my phone. Ew.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they'd be like, oh, he's got gay pictures on his phone. Okay, I'm telling his girlfriend.
Oh no. T, if you're listening, I'm sorry. It's not what it seems. I know many men have said that before, but trust me, it's not what it seems.
Yes, he's a backdoor shopper now. Yes.
Well, Sean's girlfriend, he hasn't started listening to Owen Benjamin on the regular yet, so he's okay. Which, speaking of, I have an equally disturbing picture to show you guys.
That just means I'm just gay, not crazy and gay.
Yeah, you're bi-curious.
Yeah.
Bi-curious.
Yeah, I'll use that excuse next time she busts in on me. I'm just exploring myself. I mean, jeez, what the fuck's wrong with you? Can't I be myself?
I thought we were progressive here.
Yeah. Did you see the picture?
I saw the headline.
I sent the screenshot of the picture to your Discord.
Hang on, let me go in.
I need to hear your reaction. It's gonna be just moi.
Let me
imagine if DeSantis was actually your governor.
Oh, yeah.
Imagine all the mess and the dildo.
Imagine every penis
Up his
his
asshole.
bedside.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Imagine all the vomit.
Yours going deep inside.
Imagine all the brown lube
Oh.
created by a party. God, that sounds so much better. Like
Yeah.
this fucking Skype grade quality of two amateur radio hosts from Penn State sounds way better than what those fucking multi-million-dollar AAA celebrities were. Well, no, I'm not going to call them AAA. Sorry, let me backtrack that.
Red Corona in the chat goes, I've already seen the photo. Please don't show it. No.
No, we won't do that to you. We're nice. And by
don't.
the way, to be super crystal clear, because I know this clip will get taken out of context by somebody at some point in our lives, we are perfectly fine with gay people. There's nothing wrong with being gay. It is something some people are born with, or nature or nurture.
After seeing this, I'm not so sure. So.
but I'm starting. Ron DeSantis is starting to change my mind. No, I'm kidding. I mean,
you know what bothers me though? What bothers me more than anything though, and yeah, of course,
what they didn't use all the men.
We all have we all have friends of the LGBT community or whatever.
We all have a
but
token.
like, yeah, but it's the idea that this dude was selling himself as this married dude with kids that was like
he is married with
a
kids.
Family Guy, and then he's got this shit in the background, right? If you want to be gay, go
be
for
honest.
it, right? Be gay.
It's
okay.
It's fine. It's 2020 now. It's okay to be gay.
Yeah.
It literally is.
But don't have a wife and children and then sell that shit in front of the camera and then go to a quote unquote wedding, right? Where with alcohol and gay prostitutes, okay?
And a male escort
work. And meth. I'm meth. I'm sorry.
Don't forget his male escort.
Well, no, gay hooker escort. What do you think? Aren't they not one and the same?
Potato, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's so many moving parts here that I kind of.
You're gonna get somebody that's gonna say, "Well, escort is you're just paying for the date, okay? Hooker, you're actually paying for sex." I'm like, really? That's what you're going with?
It's like, remember that dude that sent like a petition out to get like he was calling for like housing and meal plans to be refunded for Penn State students, and he said branch campuses, and some chick got offended. She's like, it's Commonwealth campuses. See, we get one of those people that'd be like, it's not pimp, it's not hooker, it's male escort. It's like a piece of shit.
I am not a pimp, okay? I am a manager, okay? It's a very big difference. I am a
management position.
I am in upper management. Now get on the street, you bitch.
To be clear, yes, we are stealing Jeff Dunn's joke. Don't sue us. We're not Amy Schumer. Don't worry. We're not pieces of shit. We actually attribute our jokes to their source if we do borrow them.
You know who my favorite who one of my favorite comics is, and I've been listening to him a lot lately, is Nick DiPaolo. You guys.
Yeah, he's funny. He's funny.
He does.
Yeah, Crowder mentions him a lot.
He does a daily free podcast now. That's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
So,
everybody's got a podcast now. You notice that like everybody's got. I'm not shitting. I'm just saying like you notice that like podcasts are now like the fucking like candy.
Yes,
of, like,
and I am thrilled about that. Now, people think I would be mad, but look, as someone who has been doing podcasting for a long time, and I'm going to use this as a segue.
Oh, bold move there.
My 13th anniversary is coming up on Wednesday, and as someone who has been doing this for a long ass time, I'm thrilled that people finally know what this is. So,
You gonna take her out to dinner?
I wish. What I was gonna say is I've been podcasting for 13 years. So.
Yeah, you can have like a special like birthday cake for your podcast, you know?
Maybe I'm
like, what do you gotta celebrate? Like, everybody's got their like fucking celebrations for these podcasts and shit. With like, oh, we hit 1 million subscribers, yay, celebration time. Then you have the YouTubers that are just like, I don't give a shit about you guys. I'm just gonna make another video, or they'll be like that. They'll be like, you know what? It's so special that I'm not gonna make it special. I'm just gonna make it like any other video. Well, which type are you gonna be? Are you gonna take her out on a dinner, or are you just gonna park her at home and be like, no, it's just a normal day. We're not like that. We're not gonna buy into that consumerism, man.
No, you want to know what I'm gonna do? For real? You want me to reveal my
for
plans?
Real.
I'm gonna invite a whole bunch of guests who have been on the podcast before.
Yeah, that's how you do it.
If their schedule allows, so you and Phil are definitely invited. I'm gonna invite.
Thank you.
I'm gonna invite Jeff Hamill on. So.
Oh, we can finally have our little, because he wanted to talk to us at one point. You on the show?
Yeah, he used to be my producer way back in the day when he was still conservative. So.
Well, what happened there?
Ask him.
I will. Like, dude, what the fuck, man? Did you go to the dark side?
Yeah, sort of.
Oh boy, we'll convert him back. We'll bring him back to the light. We'll show him the light.
By the way, and Andrew Gilliam's attorney confirms that nude picture is in fact Andrew Gilliam.
Oh god, that's awkward.
Full confirmation, right?
Because we needed that.
Speaking of gay men, I'm going to post something in your.
Wait, what? What's this, Sam? You're gonna what now? You're gonna come out what now?
No.
You're gonna post what now and where now about what?
We have to support him in his new journey. Okay, support him.
Like I know it was for something else, but the way you just started, I was like,
yeah.
oh, dude, you're fucking like setting yourself up there, and I'm gonna take advantage of it.
No.
So, hey, he's going to take advantage of it. He's going to take advantage of it.
Sorry.
Watch your butthole, Sam.
God, we're more homophobic than crowded.
It's bad enough that John Arcade tries to hit on me. So.
Oh, I got competition I got to deal with now. Oh, okay.
No seriousness though. I did drop something in your Discord since you mentioned bike helmets a few minutes ago.
Oh.
Yeah. That's him. God damn.
I like how there's a TBS logo in the corner.
I know, right?
That's cute.
That's the network that he was on back in the day. So
that's actually pretty good. I mean, see, here's the thing about Owen is like he actually had some good gigs going for him, but then he started talking about the moon and Jews and. Whew.
Yeah, and then he accused a bunch of people of trying to like send poison gummy dicks. So,
yeah, he accused you. You're like that's sort of like a coalition you were a part of poisoning his kids.
Yeah, and here's the thing: is like all we were doing at that point was basically just like shooting the breeze on the internet, like talking at like random shit like guitars and like just like random stuff. So.
That was too much for Owen. Can't handle it.
Because, well, he didn't like the fact that we were more liked than he was, I guess.
And then he started drinking turpentine.
Oh yeah, so
That one's my favorite one. That he thinks turpentine's gonna like get the gay out of him. Hey, maybe Andrew Gilliam should hit him up on that.
maybe he'll be like, Ellen will be like, guys, Gilliam should totally drink turpentine. So.
Oh my god, he probably will fucking say it. Owen Benjamin, what a poor lost soul.
Yeah, Vox Day isn't much better though either. So he's
what happened to him?
he was always weird, to be honest. Like even when Milo was friends with him, I even like messaged Milo once and was like, I like you, Milo, but this Vox guy, I don't know him. And I'm sorry, Sean. I know you like Mike Cernovich, but he weirds me out a bit too. Cernovich, though.
Nah, trust me, I met him. Cool dude. He is what he's for real. I mean, he sometimes I disagree with some things he's said about Trump on Twitter. I think he's a bit too hard on Trump, but I get he's doing game, he's doing strategy. But the dude, trust me, Milo says he fulfills his obligations all the time, so he's a reliable dude, and that's for me as somebody who hates unreliableness and has to deal with it all the time. I mean, anybody that's done the group project knows what I'm talking about. When somebody's reliable, that is a strong character suit right there, and that means a lot to me. I know in the political world that means a hell of a lot, but Cernovich, I have respect for him. I really do like him, and I would say give him another shot, give him a fair shake. He's a cool dude.
Quick side rant about group projects, since you brought that up.
Please do.
So, I wish.
Which one are you in this time?
I wish school was just canceled at this point, rather than them doing online classes, because now I have to do a group project online.
I was already stuck with one, and two of my group members didn't really do shit. One in particular did nothing, and I gave a pretty brutally honest report, and they didn't like that.
Yeah, well, we're supposed to do like a group project in my marketing class, and I'm kind of worried about it.
Yep.
So. Do
you have to do like an ad campaign? That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, we're doing an ad campaign. We're doing an ad campaign for like a women's shampoo too, which I have.
It's progressive of you, Sam.
It's not my choice. We didn't really know what to do, so this chick was kind of like, well, I know a lot about it's. Her company, I guess, makes it or whatever. So we were kind of like, okay, cool. But now with us like meeting online, I'm sure it'll turn out okay. But like,
well, see, do you have okay, I've done a bunch of these. I've done I think 2 of them in classes, and you know have you ever seen Gab McGinnis's TED Talk?
I've seen his stand-up comedy, but I'm not sure if I've seen his TED Talk.
His TED Talk is required viewing if you're doing a group project. He sums up perfectly every fucking hatred I have for group projects. They are the bane of my existence, and they suck because people suck. I mean, especially in group projects.
Yes.
It's because people are just there. Like, the people that want to do group projects are the ones that want you to do the work for them. They don't want to do work. They want to leech off of you and let other people do the work for them. So what I recommend doing is, work with what you got. If somebody's not doing their work, push them to do it. The one I'm currently in, this one guy didn't do shit. But we were told, like, in your peer evaluations, because we had to do, like, 3 of them during this whole process, be honest. And I was honest. I said, hey, look, I did a lot of work. This other girl did a lot of work. This other girl did some. This guy did a little bit. But this guy did nothing. So we were luckily graded individually based on that. So it wasn't some Marxist thing where we're all given the equal grade, even if, one guy did shit and we all did, and other people did a lot of the work. And they got the same grade. But my professor's been talking to the guy who didn't do shit behind the scenes and is hopefully straightening him out. So it does suck. I feel your pain, but you kind of have to just plow through it. And I hate to say it, and it is annoying, but if you can't get people to do the work, then you just kind of have to do all the work then. And, the one good thing is, it'll be done properly.
Yeah, I know. Look, I mean, I wasn't that worried about it up until the school got put online. So, the other thing is I don't know what I'm gonna do about my marketing internship anymore.
Yeah,
I think my marketing internship is done actually, because I was in charge. Well, I wasn't in charge, but my main job was to actually write stories and cover events that were going on in the school, so kind of like a journalist thing.
Oh, fuck, yeah, that does suck.
But
'cause I know a few friends are in a similar situation where they had internships with school-related stuff, and now it's just gone.
yeah, I mean, the good news is I talked to my professor, and she can't really give me a grade on it, but I'm gonna get I know I'm gonna get a pass. As
That's good.
As is everyone in the internship program, because we can't really do anything because of Corona. But I will say this: I shouldn't say I actually, but just in general, I really like the people that I worked for and with. So, and that technically I still do. It'll just be interesting telecommuting. So,
yeah, I mean, I will say, I even. Because we're in very similar both ad marketing guys trying to weave through this internship world. Right before I was told that my school would have any sort of cancellations of in-person classes, there was a local open house for some internship gig, and I went, and I'm not gonna lie, I didn't take it I don't want to say I didn't take it seriously. I just was kind of we'll see what happens. I wasn't super oh, this is the gig I need to get. I wasn't in that sort of mode. But I went there. I didn't even have my suit because I left at school. I didn't even know I was going to do this thing. And I got it. I don't know how, why, or what. And it is unpaid, which sucks. But and I'm going to look around, but I'm glad I did it because 2 days later, Penn State announced that classes would be canceled in person till April 3rd. And then a few days ago, they announced no more class for the rest of the semester in person, all online. So I'm I hope I'm going to still get this internship gig that I got. I think I will, but it might be my only option now because I bet a lot of employers are either going to be doing unpaid internships, which is no different from what I have, or just none,
Well, what's funny is basically my my boss for the school who heads up marketing, because I told him, hey, I have friends at Penn State, and they said that their campus is getting closed for 2 weeks. And basically, I was told that whatever Penn State does, we're probably gonna do. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know why Penn State is so special that you guys influence Florida universities so much, but apparently you guys do. So then once I heard from you that you guys were closing for the rest of the semester, I was like, yep, we're gonna do the same. So thanks, Sean.
I'm telling you, it's a Big Ten status. We really flex it.
Apparently.
I was just looking. I was just browsing around Twitter because why not? Why the fuck not?
Wait, but you're
and there's a tweet there was a tweet by the World Health Organization, and it happened in January, right? So they said preliminary investigations conducted by the Chinese authorities have found no clear evidence of human-to-human transmission of the novel coronavirus identified in Wuhan, China.
Wow.
Drink that one in.
Why are they,
Something Owen Benjamin believes.
why are they calling it the novel? Oh no, he doesn't even believe the virus exists.
Oh shit, that's a hot take.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, the World Health Organization, which is basically, a stoolie for China now too. But yeah, they were like, this is another thing that the Chinese did. Like they basically said that this virus wasn't a big deal. They, you can't get it from human to human interaction, which that's now a fucking lie, obviously. Like hundreds of thousands of people infected and thousands of deaths later. Oh, no. Yeah, that's the case now.
That's
and
not
it's
just
like
a lie. It's a dumb lie. You know
it
what I mean?
is. But this is part of what this is another part of what the Chinese did to put everyone basically in danger. Like the fact that they did nothing, they covered it up, and then by the time they decided to do some shit, it was way too fucking late, and like pretty much the whole world got infected, trillions of dollars lost. Like they need to fucking pay.
See, I thought the Chinese would at least be good at lying. They're really just like, what the fuck? I mean, it's like when they said, oh, it's the U.S. Army that brought the coronavirus. Are you fucking kidding me?
That actually made me laugh when I heard it, just because, like when a kid, sometimes when like a little kid will lie, but they're so bad at it, it's almost like laughable.
Yeah,
that's arguably why Trump. Actually, that is why Trump is calling it the Chinese virus. Yeah. He said it himself. He's like, look. You know what the Chinese said? They said that our soldiers caused this damn virus. No, that's not going to happen on my watch. It's the Chinese virus. It came from China.
But Mr. Trump, that's racist.
Yeah. No kidding. That is actually. I'm like, what? Why are you guys complaining about? Why are you guys complaining about racism at a time like this?
Again, it's not even race. It's not even racist. China's not even a fucking race. Like, what are they talking about?
It's like, when did the left care about fucking Asians anymore? They don't give a shit about them. Just ask Harvard.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I guess the one good thing to come out of this out of this coronavirus thing is that Serif, not a sponsor of the program,
yes,
has discounted all their graphic design software. I don't know if Evil Eric is still in the chat, but Eric, as a fellow graphic designer, I'm sure. Well, you're more of a graphic designer.
I would make good friends with him.
You're more of a graphic designer than I am. I'm not even really. I've noodled around with it, but yeah, I've got a whole bunch of. So that's how I'm gonna kill. That's how I'm gonna kill the time. I'm gonna try and teach myself graphic design while I can.
Dude, do it. Honestly, I will gladly sell the Serif Affinity Suite for everyone because I think I've used it maybe a little bit more than you. I think you're pretty new to it, sounds like. But I mean, I'm pretty new too. But I have been, I've used Photoshop a lot in my life. And Penn State finally, during my junior year, gave us access to the Adobe Creative Cloud Suite, the full shebang for free. Well, free, quote unquote, pay for fucking tuition. And it's good advertising for Adobe and a good way to hook people on their products. I know what they're doing. but it's also good for us ad marketing people, because when you apply for jobs and shit, they want to see that shit on your resume, that you can do Photoshop, you can do Illustrator, you can do InDesign. But if you're more of a freelancer, if you want something for home and your employer doesn't give it to you for free, the Creative Cloud Suite, and you can't use it at home, which, I don't know if I'm going to be getting access to if I do the internship I do. Just fine. I mean, I understand it, but it just sucks because I use it every day for our YouTube channel, to make the thumbnails, to produce the videos, and do the little wavy thing with After Effects, to get rid of the background on some figures, image, to put them on a thumbnail that I use and that I create in Illustrator. I mean, it's a lot of what we do, and I am, I can't afford it. I simply can't afford to buy it. It's fucking expensive as shit, paying that subscription every month. But the wonderful people at Serif, and I'm not paid to say any of this, I'm no shill, but they have created an all Adobe suite, an all Creative Cloud basically, and they're slowly adding more and more pieces to it, but their suite is incredibly cost effective.
I'm hoping they add like an audio editor at one point, because to kind of like counteract Adobe Audition, which is what I'm using right now to mix the audio podcast.
Yeah. I mean, they might. I think they're going to stick more with graphic tools for now. Maybe they'll try something else. I'm not sure yet, but they're the best alternative. I tried their free trial of Affinity Photo, and Affinity Photo is the best Photoshop alternative. On a normal day, it's only $50, and you get to keep it forever. You get free updates, except when they do a full huge version, then I think you have to pay the $50 again. But still, that's less than 1 month of the Creative Cloud, and it's pretty damn close to Adobe Photoshop. Like, it's pretty good.
Creative Cloud is a big ass ripoff for sure. So.
Oh yeah, it's because Adobe has a fucking monopoly on the marketplace, and there's no competitor. And Affinity's the best competitor by far, and one of the only. And it looks pretty good. I mean, I've used like most of the features. I mean, is Photoshop, is the Adobe Suite still the best? Yes, it genuinely is. But for the price, it just isn't worth it. And Affinity's fantastic. And right now they're having a great sale because of the coronavirus thing. All their software is 50% off. It's by far the best sale they've ever had. On Black Friday, Cyber Monday, it's usually only 30%. But now it's 50% off. It's an absolute steal. It's the best bargain you're going to get. So I recommend everybody get it. If anything, and this is what I'm doing, it's just as a backup, in case you can't get Adobe Creative Cloud for free through your workplace or whatever, you will still have some quality editing tools. And Affinity is by far the best compared to all the other alternatives out there. And it's available on Mac and PC, and it's available on iPad too. Only $25, so you can get 2 for 1. That's 2/3 of the suite right there. I'm probably going to get the full thing, at least 2 of them. They're Illustrator and Photoshop alternatives, and it's a great deal. It's pretty, good community, great updates they send every once in a while, from what I understand. And I can't recommend it enough, because Adobe is just a ripoff. And, I'm probably going to be, if I'm going to go full poor people's, I'm going to be editing on GarageBand, which I still do now, even with the Adobe Suite. I never touched Audition, except maybe once. And then use Affinity to Photo to get rid of the backgrounds on images, and then put it all in Affinity Designer to create the thumbnail, and edit my videos. I guess maybe I'll break down, get Final Cut, or else I'll do iMovie for a bit. I don't know, but it's just Adobe's annoying.
I've used both. I use both iMovie and Final Cut. I'm actually working on a new intro for this show in Final Cut. So
What do you think of Final Cut? I'm curious.
I'm still learning it, but I like it. So
Have you used Premiere?
I used it a long time ago. Did not really care for it. So
When I first used Premiere, it was kind of frustrating. I'm not gonna lie, because there's certain things about it that just didn't make a lot of sense to me. I've gotten used to it. I bet I could use Final Cut and I'd be fine with it, but Premiere is pretty good once you get used to it.
Yeah, it's a pros con thing, because I feel like you could like Final Cut. That's like the Apple products. They're easier to use, but you can definitely do a lot more with the Adobe products. And then you have, like, with the Apple products, you can pay a one-time thing and you just own the fucking software.
Yeah.
And then, with Adobe, you have to buy a subscription, which I guess, depending on however long you use it, can be more over time. And, it's give or take, I guess, pros, cons.
I don't honestly. I've heard from some people that you can do basically as much in Final Cut, but I've heard some people say otherwise. I think it depends what you're doing. But I think for most of us, especially YouTubers, I think Final Cut's more than enough.
Yeah.
Final Cut is probably overkill for a lot of people, but I'm just trying. Right now, I'm learning how to do like intros for myself. The other thing is, like, I'm self-teaching myself a lot of this stuff
Yeah.
too. So
I'm mostly self-taught too. I started using Premiere in a film class, but they really didn't teach us much. I kind of figured things out quicker than they were teaching us. But I think there's also, I think it's Compressor and Motion are the other two things you can get. The sister programs are basically like an After Effects and some other thing. So I think if you're doing intros, I think you would need to get Motion.
I already have Motion actually.
Okay.
So
how is that, by the way, compared to like After Effects?
I haven't used Motion as much. Right now, I'm just trying to learn Final Cut. Motion is up next though. So,
dude, After Effects is fucking confusing to me. I still don't understand that app. I've tried it. The only thing I was able to do is create this little, as you see on our videos, that audio wave that responds to the audio we have in our videos. I learned that through a YouTube tutorial. That's the good thing about the Adobe stuff, is you can YouTube everything with it. But my God, trying to learn that program on your own is it's so counterintuitive to everything you've known about every other app you've ever used before, because it's all about keyframes and setting stuff to do things at certain times with multiple timelines. It's like,
oh yeah. That's why. That's why those people get paid the big bucks. So I definitely appreciate what they do. So.
Yeah, that's the one thing is my internship. It sounds like they use a lot of After Effects. They don't even use Premiere. They just use fucking After Effects. And I was like, do I need to know this before I start that job? He's like, no, don't worry about it. You'll learn. I'm like, okay.
Well, that's good at least. So.
Yeah, could be a good experience then. Learn fucking After Effects.
Yeah, and for those folks, just tuning in, if you're kind of like, what are these guys just shooting the breeze for? That's exactly what we're doing. We're sick of Corona news, and we're trying to talk about other shit too.
Yeah, that's actually kind of what we are doing accidentally. Yeah, we're the Versa Media people bringing the non-Corona news.
Mm-hmm. That's a whole thing though too. That's kind of bizarre. I guess this could be a topic in and of itself, but I know that coronavirus is like a big thing. I get it, but that's all that's in the news right now.
Yep, 24/7.
The only thing that's like non-newsworthy is that Tom Brady is finally like he's coming to Tampa, he's coming to my city.
Yeah, yeah,
I
that's
bet
a
Phil's
big.
got a few things on that.
But
Well, I mean, it's big. I mean, it's really big because, yeah, Tampa Bay wasn't doing so hot, and there's a lot of buzz now. Now that Tom
Super
Brady's
Bowl.
down there, a lot of buzz now. A lot of ticket sales are going up, merchandise, all that. Yeah, but yeah, it's a big deal, and I think he fit from a football perspective. I think he fits pretty well with what with the tools that Tampa Bay has. Like they have quite a few good receivers. They got their offense. If they all they need to do, all Tampa Bay needs to do is just shut the fuck up and get out of the way and let Tom Brady run the offense.
Yeah.
If they could do that, they'll be okay. If they try to go, oh, hey, Tom Brady, hey, maybe we do stuff down here that not good. That would not be a good idea. Because then Tom Brady be like, oh yeah, how many Super Bowls do you have? I got more Super Bowls in my left hand than this whole fucking team has. Okay, you shut the fuck up and let me do my thing, and then we'll see how far we fly.
which I actually think is what he should do on the very first day.
Yeah.
But, and I mean, I hate to be dreary, but I'm kind of like, I'm excited about it, but again, is it even going to happen, or are we going to be quarantined forever? So
Yeah, well, I mean, hopefully we get. Oh, I'm a little optimistic on that one. I think.
Me too.
I think within a month or two, I think we'll have,
back to somewhat normal.
We'll have drugs. We'll have, I think a vaccine could be in circulation. I think something medically will happen where we can start containing this thing, and we'll have a new, we'll have a new billionaire. Whoever creates the cure of this thing deserves to be a billionaire.
If a vaccine better happen, because I mean, some people are speculating that we'll be in this crisis until July, which I'm kind of like, I'm not.
I think we'll be in the tail end of it then. I think that's when it'll be going down substantially, but I think our peak is going to be in April at some point. I don't know when, but Trump also might be, I mean, he thinks this way. I'm not saying this is what he's saying, but he will sometimes oversell things so that, as LI taught us in the Leadership Institute school, you overpromise or underpromise and overperform, and he's stretching it out like it's going to take this long time, and then turns out, oh, he did it quicker than he said he would. Wow, they were ahead of schedule. I'm not saying he knows for certain when this is going to end, but he may be, he's got good instincts. So he may be saying it's going to end later than it actually will, so that it's, they can say that they did it quickly and they did it ahead of schedule, which I don't blame him, especially given how terribly the media has treated him. I think it would just be smart of him to do it that way.
Yeah, I mean, I heard something about how him and Fauci or whatever are disagreeing on stuff the media.
No, I mean, this is we were talking about this on our stream. Ben Carson said this on TV on Fox a few hours ago, and I think he worded it perfectly. And this is how Scott Adams would look at the situation too, which is they are different people looking at things differently. That is all it is. Trump has a business mind. Fauci has a scientist mind. When you have a business mind, you're going to look at things you're going to look at in terms of speed and investment and trying things out. Trump is saying we're in an emergency. We need to deal with this quickly. So let's try this thing out. It's got high benefits and low cost. Let's try it out. What could go wrong? well, how bad could it really be? Let's just try it. Whereas Fauci's looking at it from a more scientific perspective, which is, well, we really don't know if this works. It could. There's been some anecdotal cases that are promising, but we need to do tests. We need to do more studies first to actually before we can recommend this to people. I personally think Trump's strategy, his mindset, it's probably the better way of thinking right now because we are in a very do or die situation. We don't have time to be doing scientific studies and examining things super closely. And I think Fauci knows that, but I think his scientific instincts are getting the better of him. And I don't blame him for that. I think it's good to have that mix of perspectives because different professions think differently. And this is a perfect case that it's actually a beautiful difference that's constructive because it will force the best response to this virus possible. It's going to force innovation. It's going to force the best solution, and it's going to save lives, honestly. So, again, just to reiterate, it's a business mind versus a science mind. Business minds think in terms of speed and in terms of A/B testing.
Well,
and
it promotes competition too, because there's a lot of fucking people that want to get the cure for this thing so they could sell it. And look, competition. You get the best out of things when you're competing against one another.
Did you guys? Speaking of business and whatnot, did you guys? I don't know. Do you guys ever watch Norm Macdonald's stuff?
Yeah, I've seen some of his stuff. I started watching a bit of his Netflix show, then I, for whatever reason, stopped.
Norm Macdonald, he's another comedian I love. He actually did a hilarious stand-up routine on the coronavirus. And I'll send you guys the link to watch. I'm not sure. Maybe we all can watch it together. I'm not sure, but he does this great bit about coronavirus and how everyone likes to bitch at how evil big pharma is up until scenarios.
So they want a cure.
Up until scenarios like this. I mean, the way he does it is funny, but it's also true. So,
yeah.
And I'm not the biggest proponent of big pharma. I do think that big pharma tends to overreach in a lot of areas, but this is certainly one of those where if we can get a cure, I think that's good. I also, going back to bitching about the groypers, Israeli scientists are also working on a cure, and the groypers are like freaking out and saying stuff like, "Oh well, of course they're working on a cure, what do they know about the coronavirus? All that retarded shit that they do." And I'm like,
did you realize Israel's one of the biggest pharmaceutical suppliers in the world?
Mm-hmm.
Well, they're making into a big conspiracy, and I'm like, of course, why are you guys bitching about the Israelis, doing about the Israelis doing this? They could actually be really helpful in this situation. So.
Well, and I noticed, because we actually talked to a few of these groypers recently, they also are under this weird delusion that Trump has done nothing, and they're pissed off at him for that. They think he's done nothing. They think this is that this is going to be a big apocalypse. They think he's been totally useless through it. And one of the other things they were saying, I forget, we mentioned this, but they have some really weird opinions about this whole thing. And I would point them. Oh, and they're falling for the stupid hindsight is 2020 and all this. They go, well, he could have done this. He should have done this. I'm like, I didn't quite say as well as I should, but Scott Adams put it perfectly when he said everybody thinks that everybody's a genius after the fact. Everybody thinks they know what should have been done after stuff was done. And that sort of thinking really pisses me off when people do that and they criticize people. It's like, you weren't making the decisions. You weren't under the pressure. You didn't have to make the hard choices. Somebody did, and they did the best that they could with the cards they were dealt. So fuck off and shut up.
So the gripers are kind of doing the griper. Hey, it's funny to me that the gripers are taking the narrative from the New Yorker magazine, or no, I'm sorry, from the Atlantic. That's the source I mentioned earlier, because the Atlantic is run by evil Jews. But in all seriousness, it's funny that the gripers are. I mean, I'm not all that surprised, because the gripers are leftists pretending to be alt-right, or right-wingers. But it's kind of funny how the super uber far right and the far left are taking the same narrative of blaming Trump for the coronavirus.
That's the weird thing about the gripers, is they talk about how awful journalists are and how you can't trust the media, and then they believe every bullshit thing the media says. Like, one even cited the New York Times to me about something, and I'm like, and you trust the New York Times? And then they just got silent.
Yeah. Yeah, it's ridiculous. I mean, and again, this was kind of what I was referring to earlier. Of the one thing about the coronavirus hysteria, I mean, it's kind of like a political Rorschach test for America, because certain people see what they want to see. There's a certain percentage wanting to blame the Democrats, for the coronavirus and the deep state. And then there's a certain percentage wanting to blame Trump for the coronavirus, when in reality, like I said, it's the Chi-Coms.
Yeah, it's like, it's a test on everyone. I mean, it's not only a test on the world's medical capacity, are we prepared for a pandemic, which obviously we are not, but it also, I mean, can we adapt? How quickly can we adapt? America can adapt. Britain is failing at adapting. China is, well, they do whatever China does. They know how to get more power and control. China knows what they're doing in terms of authoritarianism. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, what was the media? Well, it's a test on the media. Like, can they actually report things accurately? Can they put politics and their biases aside to report things accurately and be a productive force for providing people with information and not just be hacks? Well, no, they can't. Can Democrats put their differences aside to actually help President Trump and to help the people of this country fight the coronavirus? For the most part, no. Some of them, and credit where credit's due goes to Gavin Newsom and Cuomo, especially Cuomo. He's been the most decent of all of them by far.
Even Elon Omar, right? Even Elon Omar was crediting Trump with the coronavirus response, right?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Hold on.
You need to find that tweet.
Holy shit! I mean, hell has finally frozen over, ladies and gentlemen. The apocalypse might actually be happening. So.
Well, I forgot to mention this too on the stream before, but Trump's, again, I do take polls with a grain of salt. They are mostly bullshit, but in an ABC poll, a recent one, Trump has a 55% approval rating of the coronavirus. Okay, in terms of polls, that's unbelievable for him.
Omar. Okay, so the tweet was, she tweeted, "Politics aside, this is incredible and the right response in this critical time," with a hand clapping emoji.
Was it in reference to any article or tweet she was retweeting?
Wait, hold on. Let's get this. Yeah. So this was in response to Trump suspending mortgage foreclosures, demanding cash payments to Americans, invoking the Defensive Production Act to force private firms to produce needed supplies.
Okay.
Which was the right move. I mean, at that time,
absolutely.
it is the right move. And yeah, Elon Omar praised him, which, yeah.
And rightfully so. I mean, Trump has been a man of action.
Someone buy the devil a coat, because I'm pretty sure hell froze over.
Yeah.
I mean, Trump has been every day. Those press conferences have been action packed. I mean, it's every day is a new piece of action. He's going out there and doing things every day.
Okay, yeah. So we'll continue this one here. Hold on. Ayanna Presley, which she's shitty, but whatever, always says unprecedented times require unprecedented leadership, and we are seeing that in our country right now. I have faith that we will survive this as a nation and build together. Finally, we should never let politics get in the way of good policy. This is a great start, and hope others will be a part of a united front to push for good policies that'll help us work through the economic anxiety this country is feeling right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, this pandemic has the potential to bring us greater unity than after 9/11. It really does. Will it? I don't know. But this is where you can separate the decent people from the fucking scum.
Well, I wouldn't call
Elon Omar decent, but
yeah, I would steer clear of that one. But yeah,
but it can help.
Yeah, you're right.
It can,
but you are right.
Help.
Red Corona in the chat actually made a great comment, which I have pinned to the stream here. He says, "Can you imagine how nuts they are going to be if Israel comes up with the virus cure?" He's referring to the Groypers, I think.
Oh, that'd be hilarious.
Yeah, they're already losing their shit. But yeah, no, I mean that's a ridiculous complaint about Israel. Like, everyone is working on on something to combat this shit. Like, this is what happens. You know, there's a whole bunch of people like, when something's killing this many people, there's people all over the place are going to be working on a cure, on a vaccine, on a drug or something. I mean, that's ridiculous to just say, "Oh my God," and then people are saying, "Oh, we bitching about the foreign aid," and I'm like, do you even know what you're talking about when it comes to foreign policy? I mean, it's like, we're not just giving, like, they're like we're giving $3 billion to Israel. It's like, well, we're not really giving it. There's business going on. There's a lot of stuff that's involved, and there's a lot of business that we are doing over there that's tied into the foreign aid. It's not like we're not just coming over there with suitcases going, "Oh, here's $3 billion." I don't know. It's just ridiculous.
People are also mad, and this hasn't really been political, but there are some tech analysts out there who are mad. How could Apple be releasing a new iPad and a new MacBook at a time like this? This is the wrong time for a launch. We're in crisis, and it's like,
well, they have to get it out. They have to get it out before we start kicking China's ass.
Well,
like, we got to get this mess out before they start cracking down on the Chinese trades and tariffs and all that shit.
Well, not just that though. I'm thinking more like from a practical level of, like, you guys, like, this is actually pretty good, because if people are like buying, like those people that can buy like new iPads and whatnot, and those that can should, because it'll help like boost the economy somewhat, at least. So
it's going to be weird, because Sean and I were talking about the Mac Pro, and like, when it comes out, I guess Tim Cook was touting that they're building it in the United States. Like they're building the Mac Pro in the United States.
Yeah.
But it's going to be fucking pricey. Really fucking pricey. You're talking about the prices are starting, I think, at $6,000. And they can go all the way up to like 53,000?
That's for the Mac Pro though. That's like for the super high end, like
the premier holy shit computer.
Yeah. But like for the new iPad Pro, like that's what I'm saying though. If people can buy them, they should, because then that might bring the stock market up a little bit. So which will be good for all of us, hopefully. So yeah. Anything else in terms of I mean,
we're trying over here. Damn it, easy.
Don't ask for so much.
I think this is like the most casual stream I've had in a while. So
yeah.
But if the apocalypse ever does happen, it's going to be Dictator Phil that saves us all. So. Which
they better hope there's going to be a lot of executions if I ever take over. A lot of executions. How do you think I got this name? Like, yeah, Sean, myself, and a whole bunch of other people used to have conversations of like if I was dictator, this is what would happen. Like, dude, there would be like I always, like, for example, I always felt like we don't execute enough people in this country. Like I don't even think Texas does it enough, right? Like there's so many, like people, I hate when liberals say there should not be, nobody deserves the death penalty. I'm like, there's plenty of fucking people that deserve the death penalty, right? There are murderers, there are rapists. If you rape a child, you should be executed. If you run a Ponzi scheme that people lose their life savings and end up committing suicide, yeah, you're probably getting executed there too. I think, yeah, there's a lot of people. You can't just say nobody deserves to be executed. Like, no, that's wrong. I'm sorry. Why should my tax dollars pay for their fucking 3 hots and a cot for the rest of their fucking lives, man? That's bullshit.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can't agree more.
Yeah, no, the prison system. I mean, I definitely agree with Gavin and a lot of libertarians, and I can't believe I'm agreeing with the libertarians on this, but I do believe that the prison system is overrun or overcrowded, I should say.
And there's way too much legal bullshit when it comes, because they're saying, like, financial researchers are saying that it costs the government more to actually execute somebody than it does to keep somebody in jail for the rest of their lives. I'm like, that's fucked. Like, are you kidding me? Again, if Dictator Phil were in charge, it wouldn't be costing very much at all. Yeah, okay. Like, because they're like, well, we have to make sure that they have legal representation if they file an appeal. And then if they want to file another appeal after that, we have to make sure that they're adequately represented. And then we have to provide a last meal. And then we have to humanely euthanize them with like a numbing agent and then a paralyzing agent and then a final one that finally euthanizes them. I'm like, shit, you get 30 days. You get 30 days to file your appeal. And if you don't get your appeal by then, you're fresh out of fucking luck. And then there's enough of those chemicals and shit. No. How about a 13-cent shell to the back of the head? Bam. There you go. Game over. It's done. Saving money. Money saved. There you go.
Phil,
I cannot.
I have to ask you, do you know who the Punisher is?
Yes. One of my favorite
Yes, he is.
comics.
Me.
I feel like Frank Castle is your spirit animal.
Yeah. Probably. Oh, but no. And there's a catch. Okay. I would bring a Death Row Hunger Games, okay? And I would make it pay-per-view, and that money would basically fund the Department of Corrections. So no burden on the taxpayer whatsoever, right?
Yeah.
And what's up?
Red Corona wants to know will he exile the Bear Cult to Antarctica?
What did you say? Hold on, let me see this.
Red Corona in the chat wants to know if you'll exile Owen Benjamin's whole cult to Antarctica.
That's not a bad idea. Damn, I would need him on my administration. There, that would be. I would need advisors. I would need the smartest advisors.
Well, somebody made a good first impression.
And look, and like I'm saying, okay, so here's another thing that I think of too, like the Democratic Party is doing some things right now that would get themselves executed in other countries. You know that, right? Like the way that they talk about our president. The way that they talk about our president.
Oh no, here we go.
If you do that in other countries, you're on the firing squad, right? You're not going to you can talk this way, and
I don't like what you're implying here, Phil.
Well, no. I'm saying, okay, so here's the thing, right? You could say whatever you want, but the actions that follow that could be construed as treason, right? Like if you break the law to interject what the leader is trying to do, that could be considered treason, right?
No, he's not wrong.
If you're aiding, okay, so here's my thing, right? If you physically aid, like here's like Cory Booker, when he was running for president, he aided an illegal immigrant to come over to the country, right? Dude, that's fucking treason. Like, yo, you broke the law and allowed an illegal immigrant to come in this country. Are you out of your mind? He could have been a criminal, right? Could have been an MS-13 gang member, killing, raping anybody, right? But not on my watch.
But MS-13 is just so misunderstood, Phil. They're just a bunch of kids with...
Yes, we need to take time to understand why MS-13's cutting off people's heads and raping them and all that stuff. We got to understand, what did we do to make them want to do that to those people? Like, are you kidding me? No.
You know the funniest thing is when remember when Trump called them animals? There were literally people were jumping on him saying, "Oh, he called all immigrants animals," which never happened.
This is what fucking pisses me off too. Okay, they're not only what was that? What's that S word that I was having trouble like with the press conference? There's
yeah, I know what you're thinking of. I'm already forgetting
they're
it.
Shitheads? Is that what you're...
No, you are
sensationalizing.
Sensationalize. There you go. So the sensationalization that these people are doing. So one of these things is they cut these fucking clips. Like you know how when he said you're a terrible reporter to that guy, they clip this clip to where it makes it look like Alexandra, the reporter, was saying, "Oh, well, what do we do?" Like where he's asking an honest question, and then he was just getting attacked, and they sold us, "Oh, he's just attacking that reporter for basically doing his job." Like, no, you like he was basically digging at the president. If you look at the whole thing, he was trying to say, oh, we have a drug. We're confident that it may do something. It may not, but I'm optimistic, and we're going to, we're pushing forward. Maybe it works. Maybe it doesn't. And this is where, Alexander's cutting people off and all before that, but they don't play that shit. Though instead, all they do is play when he asks the question and the response after that. This is bullshit. Like, this is bullshit. They should kick these fuckers out of the press room, right? They need to kick these fuckers out of the press room. Like, if you want to, like if you're gonna do that bullshit, right? This misleading bullshit, get the fuck out of my press room, right? You don't need to be here.
Yeah.
See, I was gonna ask what would Dictator Phil do, and then I realized Dictator Phil wouldn't even have a press room.
No, I would absolutely have a press room. If you tried that bullshit though, yeah, get out.
See,
get the fuck out.
See,
right?
I might be worse than Phil when it comes to the media, because if I were in charge, only certain media outlets would be allowed. So in the press room.
I mean, I don't mind if you ask me, or if you ask the president tough questions or challenging questions or something like that. But, like, there's a difference between asking provocative questions. Well, there's a difference between asking, challenging questions or challenging somebody and then just sensationalizing bullshit, Yeah. And you can't, like, this, and this is what they do. This is what these fuckers do, right? They do this all the time. Like, they'll cut clips of, like violence, like police violence or something like that. They'll cut a clip where it's like, oh, they're beating an innocent person. It's like, no. If you play the whole clip, or they did it to the Covington kids, right? They only played that one clip of the kids smiling. Like, no, play the whole clip where the black Hebrew like people were cursing out these Catholic kids, right? And where the fake veteran was beating a drum in front of these kids. Like, play that shit before you, like, it's really deceptive, and Trump is 100% right. This is fake news. This is corrupt news.
Yeah. Did I ever tell you my fake news story during the election?
No, you did not.
No, you did not.
So as most of the listeners will know, and I think I've shared this with you guys too, I was not the biggest Trump supporter, when he first entered the race. And it wasn't even because, like, I never got to the level of like never Trumper, but like at first I was kind of like, Trump's kind of like, he's a celebrity, this is the guy from The Apprentice. Like, I like Trump, but he's, like, he's a showman and he's a celebrity. Like, I think there are a bunch more people who were qualified. Well, as Trump started to progress more and more, I'm like, okay, this guy is serious, and if he is the nominee, I will support him. Well, then it got to the point where, like, once it came down to Ted Cruz, and Trump, I was like, yeah, I'm on the Trump train now, for sure. And it was, like, about that time that I guess Trump, like, made fun of that reporter who, like, asked him a stupid question, and Trump, like, made fun of him or something like that. And it was revealed later that reporter has like cerebral palsy or something.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Which is what I have. So, like, literally for like 2 months, I shit you not, that's how long I had to deal with that. I kept getting, well, Trump made fun of someone with cerebral palsy, Sam. How do you feel about that? And I'm like, well, first of all, if he was trying to make fun of someone with cerebral palsy, he didn't do a very good job because he wasn't emphasizing, gestures enough to make it like really insulting. I said, B, he was making fun of the reporter for having cerebral palsy. He was making fun of the reporter for being an idiot and asking stupid questions, and he made fun of him in a way that, he mocked the reporter in the same way he mocked Ted Cruz and whatnot. Like Trump does that, arm flailing thing with everyone when he makes fun of people.
Yeah, there are clips of it too.
So, but it just goes to show that Trump derangement syndrome, it's not as bad. Surprisingly, that's the one thing that has also gone down during the COVID, is the Trump derangement syndrome. But I swear to God that will be back as soon as this crisis is over, probably. So.
I think
that's actually an interesting story, because that's how the walk away guy, that's what turned him to Trump. One of his big moments was that when he found out that whole thing was a lie.
Oh, yeah. And my response was, even if he did make fun of the guy, who cares? Like, I would rather have a guy who makes fun of disabled people, than a psycho bitch that has no problem killing them, which is Hillary. So
oh, come on, she's the goddess. She's just lovely, though.
No, it doesn't matter. Like if you're a Republican running for president, it doesn't matter who the hell you are. At that point in time, you're evil, right? You're evil, and you must be stopped at all costs. Like they did it to George W. Bush. They did it to John McCain, even though they fucking praised him later on. Oh, he's such a brave person for standing up to Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Like, no, you were calling him the worst person in the world when he was running for president against Barack Obama.
Mm-hmm.
What about Mitt Romney? Mitt Romney, same thing, right? Went against Donald Trump. They were destroying him during the election, right? It's only whenever it fits their narrative.
and I also love these celebrities that were like Ellen DeGeneres, who was like, hugging George W. Bush, like on, like she was
sat right next to him at a Cowboys game.
And was like, and like all these celebrities are like, hey, George W. Bush, what a great guy. He's just a guy you could hang out with and have a beer with. And I'm like, wait a minute, you motherfuckers were calling him a war criminal, not like 70 years ago. So, and saying he was like the worst president in history. So,
yeah. Look, I'll say, I will say, man, that second half, like that second term was not very good. But look, it's not like, at least we were safe. Obama, I didn't know what the fuck was going on though with Obama's 8 years. Like,
yeah, Obama's entire presidency was shitty, and it got worse as time went on.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, the left just came unhinged completely. So, Sean's probably too young to remember the first half of the Bush era. So
yeah, I really don't. Obama was the first presidency I really remember.
So.
Yeah, I will cherish the day that Donald Trump won the election every day for the rest of my life.
Same here, man.
Yeah. And if for any reason so many people were just like shitting on this guy, and they were just going, oh, that they're scream. When he won the election, one of my friends who's just a Democrat, like never Trumper, he was like, just I'm gonna let you get like. Here, and he was like, the Dow Jones is at this, and the unemployment rate is at this, and like we'll see in a little bit how terrible. We're gonna see how great this loser really is, and it took 24 hours. It didn't even take 24 hours. It took 6 hours, right? All of a sudden, boom, Dow Jones just skyrockets. Unemployment starts sinking, right? And I'm like, you were saying? What were you saying? You know, like, and then he had to delete that. He had to delete that post because he realized that was the stupidest thing he ever did.
I don't mean to be graphic here, but I have to be completely honest. When all those reporters, or I shouldn't even call them reporters, when all those, news anchors and whatnot, especially TYT, were were freaking out, that Trump won, I got the biggest boner from. It wasn't even like a sexual boner or whatever, but their tears were. Just
the silence and tears. Oh my God. And I was telling Sean this earlier. When the election was going on, I was watching it on Fox. I was watching on Fox News. And then as it was looking like Trump was winning, right? As Trump was finishing off the election, right? Then I started turning on MSNBC. I'm like, I want to see the reaction on these fuckers' faces when they have to tell everybody that Donald Trump is their president, right? And then all of a sudden, Rachel Maddow, you could tell her eyes were welding up as not only did Donald Trump win the election, but the Republicans got the House and the Senate. It's like they're going to be able to undo Roe versus Wade. They're going to be able to put in the next they're going to put in the next Supreme Court justice, maybe even the next two, and you look like she was ready to cry, like, tear, let me taste your tears, you fucking bitch, please.
It was great. I can't wait till we can do it all over again. So
yes, we have to do something. We have to do something. Like,
we need a big watch party.
We're gonna just we're just gonna completely rag on everyone, every single news organization. We're gonna just completely. I think there's a good chance, Sean, we could probably get kicked off of YouTube for that shit. Guaranteed, we will probably get kicked off of YouTube for some of the shit we say. For 2020 election. It's going to be brutal.
We might.
That'll be the prime time to go off on a high note.
Oh yeah, it's going to be brutal. Guaranteed, absolutely brutal. It will be name calling. It will be. We will hurt people's feelings. It doesn't matter. I don't care.
Yeah, well, I mean, the thing is you might get kicked off of YouTube, but you can find other platforms. So, I mean, listen, I'm just, like I said, I'm going to be celebrating 13 years of podcasting on Wednesday, and I'm just getting started, mofos. So.
Yeah. Enter at your own risk. Okay, I'm not saying that You're not welcome to be a part of this thing. Just saying, enter at your own risk, okay? Because we're going to be doing some crazy shit come the 2020 election, right?
Oh, me too.
Maybe, or maybe not. Maybe Susan Wojcicki might cancel us personally. That's all I'm saying.
Well, I might as well bring some Trump babes along with me then if we're No, Sean, you have a girlfriend. You can't be having that sort of reaction anymore, bud. So.
Hey, I can look. I just can't touch.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, they'll. I want to see the Young Turks again when they realize that Trump is getting another 4 years. Oh my god. Anna Kasparian will be so fucking traumatized. She'll get another few plastic surgery procedures done.
I don't want to derail things, but I want to mention a funny headline from the New York Post. Doctors say vaping could make coronavirus worse for young people.
Really? Oh my god. Top-notch reporting.
Fucking vapists.
Really?
Ban them all.
Really? You don't say so.
Good
Yeah.
God. I mean, they are cutting edge reporting right there.
Vaping is harmful. Is harmful. Who knew?
More at 11.
Although I've got to be honest, I've really wanted a cigarette this week because of the coronavirus panic. So. And
you want to kill yourself?
And I don't even smoke, but and like I said, I don't even smoke, but people freaking out around me has kind of caused me to freak out a little bit. So I don't know, but yeah, I'm glad that you guys share my views on vaping too. I know that there are a couple of YouTubers on here that are gonna get mad at me because they like to vape during their streams. So,
dude, I just don't. It's like all that shit to me is like so gross. Like I just don't. I like breathing clean, nice, normal air. I mean, I can't even be in the like, especially cigarettes. I can't even be in the same room. It's just like. I mean, my eyes tear up. I don't like breathing it in. It's just awful shit.
Now I will say this: I do like cigars. That's the one thing I like to smoke. But like that's like twice a year maybe. So
yeah, I always hear people say that. They'll be like, "I hate this, but I like cigars." And I'm just like, I think cigars are honestly worse. Never had one, never will. But smelling them, ugh. They smell awful.
Some of them do. Some of them smell like. Do you like incense?
No, not really. I mean, depends.
Okay.
But I just don't like smelling things. I mean, my girlfriend will sometimes do candles, which I'm just like, I'm not gonna go do that. But like, it doesn't bother me.
Well, it's a good thing you're not like Joe Biden because he likes smelling everything. So.
Yeah, he likes more than just incense. It's incest.
Okay, look. Hey, Joe Biden is being a considerate person, okay?
Oh, is he?
Not only are you getting a picture with Joe Biden, look, he's giving you a back rub, He's giving you a nice back rub while he's getting a picture done. And he's smelling you to make sure you smell nice. For that way, when you're around other people, he knows that you smell nice. Okay, he's a very considerate person. Okay. Nobody bought that shit. Okay, all right.
I did. I was just, I was stunned that you would even think somebody would think the opposite. I mean, it's just Couldn't be more true.
It's like, look, everybody's so hard on him, and I'm sure nobody's as hard as Joe Biden in those moments, but
I was actually pretty
I couldn't even keep a straight face saying that one.
See, if it wasn't 3 a.m., I would actually laugh harder at that. But
well, speaking of, guys, I mean, we're at 2 hours, and it is 3 a.m. So, any final thoughts?
I would say don't get in front of Joe Biden and stay safe. Do your social diligence and listen to your elected officials on this one, and wash your hands. If you don't wash your hands, we will all die. Every single person.
Yes, please.
Make the safety precautions because we need you. We need you because we're trying to make Susan Wojcicki pay us. Okay, we're trying to get to a point where that bitch finally pays us. So please stay alive and view us.
Yeah, streamlabs.com/World Report if you can spare a few bucks. If not, that's cool. I understand we're kind of all in a weird situation, but yeah, hopefully, hopefully we'll get back to a point where, some of the advertisers can start paying, again, somewhat. But, I'll be back for a show on Wednesday for the anniversary show. Time to be announced when that will be. But, I'm sure I'll get a good couple guests for that. So, anyway. Thanks to everyone, for watching, and, I'll see you next time. Sean, Phil, you guys have anything you want to plug?
At Versa News Media on Twitter, and maybe I guess I'll plug at Uncensored AM, Uncensored America, the new free speech club I was starting. I don't know the future now, so if I do figure it out, that's a good place to find out.
None of us do.
Yep, Dictator Phil, one word on Twitter. Okay. If you want to hear more stupid shit like the shit I've been saying for the last couple of hours, yep, there it is.
And Versa Media on YouTube. That's the other important one.
Phil, I feel like you need your own podcast, to be honest. So, I want to hear all the random stuff that goes through your head. So
you do. We're all. I say all the random stuff. I need other people. Dude, Sean is awesome. Okay, it's like he's that personality that kind of, he brings it out of me. So it's like the yin to the yang. Yeah. And I don't mean math yang either.
Mm.
Yeah, although the funny thing is we are going to be getting $1,000 a month for a while, I guess. So
Trump is the yin.
There you go.
Yep. So, alrighty, guys. Thanks for coming on, and thanks to the guys. Thanks to those who tuned in and stuck with us. So for all this time.
Later, Gator.
We appreciate it.
Night.
From all of us here at NGC Studios and Versa Media, good night, God bless, God save this great nation, God, freedom, and in that order, and we'll see you on the next podcast. So
wash your hands, motherfuckers.
Yeah, wash your hands and wipe down your devices with wipes too. So
second.
Good night, everyone. Hey there, folks. If you've made it this far to the end of the podcast, I'd like to thank you very much for listening to the show. You are the ones that make it possible for me to make an income from podcasting, and I greatly appreciate that just by listening to our show. you are helping us gain ad revenue. However, if you would really like to help support the show, I encourage you to please donate to the podcast and become a supporter of the show. You can head over to anchor.fm/Whitfield Report and click the support this podcast button and choose the amount that suits you to support the show. Or you can click the link in the show notes and it will directly take you to that page. If you can support the podcast, I really, really appreciate that. Anything that you can do to help out is greatly appreciated. Even if you can't afford to help financially support the podcast, I encourage you to please go on iTunes or Apple Podcasts or Stitcher and please leave this podcast a positive 5-star review. That really helps us out here at the Whitfield Report. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you next episode.